You are now in tune to the most intriguing podcast in the universe. Hosted by the scientist Leon Marshall. Are you ready for Marshall's Melanin Podcast?
Listen, I am fully energized.
Class is in session.
You gonna learn today.
I found it really enlightening, like educational as well. There were a lot of things I didn't know, especially with melanin and like all the benefits of melanin. So I found that very interesting.
I love it. There's so much information, you know, it's entertaining and it's just facts after facts after facts.
This is the podcast where science is made simple and learning is fun. Welcome to Marshall's Melanin Podcast. Now, here's your host, the scientist Leon Marshall.
Yo, Marshall.
Yes. What's good, family? My name is Leon Marshall and you're tuned into Marshall's Melanin Podcast. Thank you for being here, family. Thank you for joining me. You're in for a special one tonight. Family, as always, just put some ones in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Just put some ones in the chat. Let me see who's in the building. Yeah. Big up the family. Thanks for joining. Tonight we're going to be talking about what's really going on in Jamaica. What is really going on? So much madness going on in Jamaica and we're going to cover it all tonight. And as always, later on, family, and I'll open up the forum. You guys can ask your questions, make your comments, or just say what's on your melanin mind. I don't mind what you say. Just be a part of tonight's class.
My gosh!
Now I've created this podcast so we can all truly understand melanin once and for all. What it is and how it works. We must change the narrative around melanin if we're ever going to understand it. Changing the narrative means we need to change the language, change the way we talk about and describe melanin scientifically. And that change happens right now. So let's go.
I've been to quite a few and I've heard Leon talk at other events, and as usual you do come away learning something.
Listen, I am fully energized.
That is brilliant. It's just so informative, mind-blowing. It's something that, you know, it's just put me on a journey of knowing thyself. It's just fantastic.
Yes. Man, oh man. So yeah, there's a lot going on in Jamaica right now, boy. Obviously with hurricane relief and, you know, people all over the world wanting to donate. But the question remains, when we do donate, where do our donations go? Do they go to the people that it should be going to? Does it go to where it's supposed to go to? And large up, I've got to large up the people in the UK doing their thing. There's so many of us, you know, with relief centers and, you know, gathering a lot of items to take down to Jamaica and that sort of stuff. Big up all the people that are helping out. It's definitely needed. But when we're doing this and we're donating items, boxes, all sort of things that can help out the people of Jamaica, we put them in barrels and send them down to Jamaica, hoping, well, expecting it to get to where it's supposed to get to. Untouched, by the way. It's starting to turn out, or starting to it's starting to be clear that sometimes when we send these barrels down, they get tampered with. And not just that, there's other things going on in Jamaica as well that I don't think anyone's aware of. This hurricane relief, this Hurricane Melissa is starting to reveal a dark side that a lot of us don't know. A lot of us are not aware. Like, check out this video.
Follow the paper trail, because in the shadows of disaster, the money always leads back to the truth. And after Hurricane Melissa tore through Jamaica, one thing became painfully clear. Not everything put before your eyes is as it seems. For 7 relentless days, our heroes have been fighting, not just against the storm, but against the aftermath. The hunger, the fear, the corruption creeping beneath the surface, while families struggle to rebuild what's left. Yet despite the chaos, they've returned, Jamaica's protectors, flying in from every corner of the globe, worn, scarred, exhausted, but united. Your superheroes had one mission: to uncover the puppet master, to expose whoever was turning Jamaica's disaster into profit, to hold every last one of them accountable for their sins. But what they discovered was bigger than corruption, bigger than politics, bigger than Jamaica. This wasn't a local scam. It was a global machine, an invisible network feeding off chaos and suffering, pulling strings from the shadows. But hold on.
Oh my days. So a lot of us may just think that, you know, it's just the Jamaican government involved and that sort of stuff. But when you delve deep into this thing, and I don't even have enough time to delve deep into everything that's happening in Jamaica, but when you delve deep into it, you'll start to realize it's not just the Jamaican government involved in this thing. Not just the Jamaican government. But tonight we're just going to be talking about Jamaica. Yeah? Tonight we're going to be talking about Jamaica. And family, did you see this video? This came out a few days ago. Buju Banton, the reggae dancehall icon from Jamaica. Yeah? Now remember, a lot of I just showed you that video where it said the superheroes of Jamaica. A lot of them are just artists, you know, dancehall artists, reggae artists, doing their thing. They're from Jamaica. Obviously, they've got an affiliation there. They've got family members there. So when something happens to Jamaica, they feel it. So even if they are abroad, they're going to try and help out. So a lot of these artists are now flying back into Jamaica with their foundations or doing things on the ground. Big up all the artists that are doing things on the ground. Now, Buju Banton is not in Jamaica, and he hasn't been. I don't know if he's on tour or whatever. But in this video, I'm only going to show you a clip of it, 2 clips of it. He says that he's in Babylon. So he's working in Babylon, boom, boom, boom. So he can't be physically there in Jamaica. But because he can't be physically there, he made sure that he got a cargo plane, yeah? And through donations that he received, he was able to fill up this cargo plane with, you know, aid for the people in need, the poor people of Jamaica, the people that really need this stuff. He filled up this cargo plane with all of this stuff, wrap it up, made sure that people them get what they need during this hard time, this difficult time. And when it arrived, the people who were on the plane, they were doing like little videos like, yeah, man, help soon come, and them sort of videos on the cargo plane. And then even when it arrived, they done a few videos. Anyway, long story short, something happened to the barrel. Something happened between the transit, arriving at Jamaica, and then the people then receiving it. Yeah. So listen to what Buju said. Oh, and by the way, just a disclaimer, there is a little bit of strong language in this. You got to understand, family. This is a serious subject that we're talking about tonight. Yeah, so, and Buju, you can tell he's damn near got tears in his eyes. And yeah, when people are angry or upset, they may say things out of frustration and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there is a bit of bad language in this video. I just want to make it clear just in case people are watching this podcast with young children or whatever else. Yeah, these people, I'm going to show you a couple videos tonight, but people are upset about what's going on in Jamaica. People are upset. Watch this video of Buju. He's damn near in tears. He's damn near in tears because of what's happening. Listen.
We're working hard and we're trying to do things to the country and we're doing that the cargo come, right? First and foremost, it'll take forever to give with the cargo, right? And when the cargo come out and we start looking to the cargo, Starlink missing, stove missing, all kind of ras bomber, ras clotting, blood clot missing, and the barrel them half empty. See, nothing ever happened to Kingston. There's no reason for nobody at Kingston for your teeth, nothing from the people of Jamaica. You understand me?
And by the way, big up the non-Jamaicans, because obviously there's other people that listen to the podcast, not just Jamaicans. If anything that don't make sense tonight, don't worry, I'll translate and that. But basically, what Budger was saying is he sent down these barrels, and then Tutus, when the people then get the barrels now, they open up the barrels and things are missing in the barrels. He's saying Starlinks are missing. I think Starlinks are this thing where you can connect to the internet. You can use them to connect to the internet. He said a stove was missing from the barrel. A stove. Dave stole a stove?
But I saw on the stay of a dirty, crowbait, reprobate, blood clot mentality to break my fucking heart. You understand me? I should have come down and come go to some scandal back because of that on the blood clot deserve. You know? You see it? Right? We don't have no clout and we know that the people in the dire straits. So we have got TEEF from poor people and TEEF from people who go through such a hard time. Who are blocking at the barrel. Blocking at the barrel, and so we ask a question. Where is the oversight? Where are the security measures? Because you can't go through the airport and fart. So how somebody leave the airport with so much things, all these things where these packages come tampered with.
Listen, so he's very passionate. Some people in the chat are saying, I understand his frustration and all that sort of stuff. So again, family, he sent down these barrels, he wrapped them up, and then Tutus, when they reached the people, them turns out things weren't in there that he knows he put in there or his team put in there. Yeah, here's part two.
Some scandal back because of that on the blood clot deserve. You know, they are straight. So we have a TEEF from poor people and TEEF from people who go through such a hard time. Who are blocking at the barrel, and so we ask a question. Where is the oversight? Where are the security measures? Because you can't go through the airport and fart. So how somebody leave the airport with so much things, all these things where these packages come.
Is that not a good point though? Look at all the security in airports. Look at all the security in airports. And there should be CCTV cameras everywhere and all that sort of stuff. How can someone open up a barrel and take out one of them miniature stoves, whatever it was, and take out stuff out of barrels? How can this happen if it's not an inside job? Now, I'm not saying it was an inside job. I'm just saying, how can something like this happen at an airport? Yeah? Listen.
These packages come tampered with, right? On the thing that nice, a whole lot of people up here, so Barrington flying, it's a plane that come to Jamaica, come go to things and crash. So Barrington made 2 flights, him fly Monday and him fly Tuesday. 2 big rascal cargo plane. All if you know, say, when we open the package, everything tampered, everything, one I do, one don't really deal with. So I come in and come go to some.
Wow. So you can hear his frustration. He was saying, listen, man, I'm trying to do something for my people, them, for the poor people, them, and you're going to TEEF from the poor people, them. Yeah? Now, remember, this is Budger. He just, soon as he found out, you can tell he was just so upset. He just turned on his phone, went live. I think he was live on Instagram or whatever, and just started voicing how he was feeling, damn near in tears because of what was happening. Yeah? Now, when the government heard about this, because they found out about this quite quickly, yeah, there's a guy, I think he's the transport minister. Yeah, his name is Daryl Vaz. Family, are you familiar with Daryl Vaz from the Jamaican government? From JLP, yeah? When Daryl Vaz, who's the transport minister, found out about this, he tried to reprimand Budger. Did you guys hear what this brother said, yeah? So he went on, this is him here at the top there, that's Daryl Vaz, yeah? And I'm just going to play you an audio, yeah? An audio of what he did. He went on Instagram, and to be fair, Budger went on Instagram, so his reply was on Instagram. But he went on Instagram, yeah? And listen to what he says to Budger on Instagram. Now remember, he's not talking to Budger, he just made an audio for Instagram and shared it to his Instagram followers. Listen.
Budger, hear me now. You and me know one another a long time. Thank you for all your efforts for the relief for Hurricane Melissa for the people of Jamaica. But if you have an issue, you can reach me. Give me the information and let me investigate it. To go public on social media and bring the effort into disrepute is not helping anybody. Give me the details, give me the specifics, and let me deal with it. But I don't rate how you're handling it. So, Bridget, do better than that, man. We have had over 300 and odd relief cargo flights landing in Jamaica from Melissa. And
some people saying they did not hear the beginning. No, listen, you gotta listen carefully, yeah. So I'll play it again. But he said that he didn't like the fact that Buju went on social media. He's replying on social media. Do you understand? That ain't that hypocrisy? Yeah, why did you take this public? I don't like the way. And listen to how he talks as well. He's like, Buju, listen, like he's some mafia boss or something. Listen again from the start. Let me move that all the way back to the start.
Buju, hear me now. You and me know one another a long time. Thank you for all your efforts for the relief for Hurricane Melissa for the people of Jamaica. But if you have an issue, you can reach me. Give me the information and let me investigate it.
Let you fam, you're the transport minister. You're not the police. You're not you're not a detective. You're saying, come to me and let me investigate it. You're not the police, bruv. You're not an investigator. That's not part of your role to investigate criminal activity. Why does he need to go through you? Crazy the way this brother was talking.
But if you have an issue, you can reach me. Give me the information and let me investigate it.
What?
To go public on social media and bring the effort into disrepute is not helping anybody. Give me the details, give me the specifics, and let me deal with it. But I don't rate how you're handling it. So, Bridget, do better than that, man. We have had over 300 and odd relief cargo flights landing in Jamaica from Melissa. And I have never received one complaint from any of the international organizations and charities, much less the governments of other countries. Through Minister Grange, your handlers of the flights were in touch with me from yesterday morning, all day until they got through. So I'm not understanding what this is about.
You don't understand what this is about. And he said that he's going to investigate. He's saying, come to me. You have to come through me, like you're the police or like you're the mafia. It's like the Jamaican government carry on like they're mafia, you know. He's like, I don't like how you're going in Buju. You should have come through me. Do you get me? Like it's a little warning, like, don't do that, rude boy. You know who you're dealing with. You should have came through me and let me investigate it. Yeah? So that's how he was talking to Buju. I didn't like that, but that's how he was talking to Buju. This is the first I've heard of this Daryl Vaz dude, but he didn't stop there, family. So he makes this Instagram post, yeah, trying to chastise Buju, saying, why did you go on social media? But yet you're replying on social media, which is hypocrisy to me. But then he goes on national TV in Jamaica and claps back again at Buju. And listen to what he says in this.
Jamaica, watch this.
Time out just to indicate that there was an unfortunate post yesterday by a musician indicating that there were some wrongdoings in relation to the cargo that came for relief. While I welcome all efforts and attempts for persons to help in small, medium, and large ways, fact of the matter is that we must have an accountable system. And I want to publicly state today, without fear of contradiction, that I did an overnight investigation, including cameras and including the custom broker who handled the shipment. And I want to make it very clear that the shipment left the airport intact as it came, fully wrapped, and everything that was there left the airport in the custody of the charity the charitable organization. It went to a warehouse in Spanish Town, which the government has no involvement in whatsoever. So as far as what we did.
Thank you, Vanillin, in the comments. She said that that investigation was swift. Overnight, my guy did an investigation, you know. Even the police don't do them quick investigations. Do you understand? Police officers, people who are trained in investigations, like detectives and all that, they're not even that swift. Listen, you see, when it comes onto investigations, look how long these people usually take when it's a real investigation. Aren't they still investigating Glenfell Tower? Aren't they still investigating that? Aren't they still investigating the Windrush scandal? Aren't they still investigating Stephen Lawrence's murder? Aren't they still? Listen, when it's a real investigation, these people take long. My guy said he done his investigation overnight.
In terms of making sure that the goods that were meant for the people, the poor suffering people, were delivered. And I want to thank all of the airport staff that continue to work so tirelessly under the worst strain and pressure to make sure that we manage all of these cargo flights in a smooth and efficient manner. I am the first one to say that it's not perfect because we are now overburdened with more flights than we normally expect. However, we are doing our best, and I'm going to ask for everybody to please just do what you are doing and do so in the best interest of the people of Jamaica, and do not cause mischief or nuisance, because I will be there to defend the government as long as it is on the seaside or the port side. Absolute rubbish was posted, and I say so without fear of contradiction. And anybody who wants, come to me and I will give you the evidence. We will investigate any case and every case, because we want transparency and accountability. What we don't want is mischief and nuisance. And that's what was posted last night. God bless Jamaica.
Mischief and nuisance. Because Buju Banton, a big reggae icon, dancehall icon, yeah, who's not even in Jamaica, something like that happens and he just wants to cause mischief and be a nuisance. Of course, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it, family? And big up Seymour in the comments saying that Buju's a liar. Yeah, we're going to get into it because not everyone agreed with Buju. I'm going to get into that as well. A lot of Jamaicans were calling Buju a liar. A lot of Jamaicans have gone at Buju. And my thing is, you just got to put two and two together. You get what I'm saying? Buju Banton's on tour and this guy really thinks that he just wants to cause mischief and make up lies. But again, big up the people in the comments. When I open up the forum, by all means, go live and tell us what evidence you have with regards to him being a liar. Yeah? So, Buju Banton then replied and said this to the minister. So I got this from a YouTuber. Listen to this.
Buju Banton respond and say, Darrell Valls, well, Minister Valls him say, with all due respect, I can see that you remain unaware of how things went. The goods were not taken from our plane to our trucks, but instead taken from the plane to an area we had no sight of. On day one, our persons waited for some 7+ hours for the clearance of the items and for the trucks to be loaded. On day two, the same thing happened, with the only difference being that the time they took to get us the items from customs was a shorter wait time. Seals were broken and things were taken. I have no reason to create mischief nor make up stories. As usual, you have tried to make this political for your information. The packages on the flight for PNP's MP were donated and placed there by various Florida commissioners and donors. I allowed them the space on the plane, as this is about Jamaica, not about PNP or JLP, as all are suffering. The reality is that the system is broken. If you took the time to read the comment under my post, you would realize that though I may have been the first public figure to come forward with this issue, I am not the first person to have experienced it. The common thread continues to be lack of accountability and trying to bring shame and blame the person who speaks out. It is extremely disappointing that this is the attitude and approach you have chosen to take, but not surprising.
He said it's extremely disappointing, but not surprising. And big up some of the people in the chat saying, yeah, this is political because Buju endorsed PNP And obviously, this guy, Daryl Vaz, he's from the rival political party, JLP. So for some people, they believe that this is political. Maybe that's Buju's incentive. Now, family, I'm just going to show you the evidence. Like I always do, I show you guys the evidence and allow you guys to put 2 and 2 together. Yeah. And allow you to use your own common sense. Because I don't know, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't know if Buju's telling the truth. But my thing is, why would he lie? So people think, and again, a lot of people are against Buju right now. A lot of Jamaicans are saying Buju's a liar, Buju's a convicted criminal, Buju should never step foot in Jamaica again. How dare he question the government, blah, blah, blah. You're trying to tell me that because Buju endorsed the opposite political party, you think he's going to turn around and then start lying on them. And check this out. He was just talking about his cargo plane, that went to Jamaica that he was trying to help out. He weren't accusing no one. He didn't say, JLP, you're the reason why this barrel got broken into. He's just saying, fam, I sent barrels down to Jamaica, and then 2-2s when they got opened up, there was stuff missing. Now, you know the old saying, hit dogs holler. JLP now come out of the woodworks talking about, how dare you? How dare you? Who was talking about you? It could have just been some youths that were working at the airport that didn't have nothing to do with JLP or PNP. They might have broken into it. Who knows? But the fact that you're defending it and carrying on like this is a political... Anyway, people can think what they want to think. I'm just going to show you guys the evidence, family, because again, who knows? Who knows for real? But yeah, there's been Pierre back and forth, family. So then Daryl Vaz went back onto his social media. Remember, he tried to chastise Buju for using social media. Now, all of a sudden, you're going back and forth with Buju on social media. And he says this.
We have manifest, and I am getting the video footage to share publicly. The items were removed from the tarmac because the truck cannot drive on the runway. It's in my best interest. They help... Well, I guess he wants it to help and be transparent. So provide the items missing and let me further assist. The stove and Starlink you mentioned were never on the cargo manifest, Buju. So send the missing items so we can have the matter addressed. So the stove, he must never dep on the cargo where Buju are talk about. So we don't know if I oversaw or whatever it may be. So him say I'm going to share the video footage and whatever people. So I guess we just have to wait and see. But
all right, so he says he's going to share the video. Big up the people in the comments, because again, not everyone agrees or believes Buju. So big up the people in the comments. Again, when I open up the forum, you guys can raise your hand and call up and tell us what evidence you have of Daryl Vaz sharing the truth or the videos of what truly happened. But check this out, family. This is what Daryl Vaz posted on his social media. He showed the barrels. He showed Buju Banton's barrels, how he found them basically when he was doing his investigation. Now just look at them, family. Again, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just showing you the evidence that is out there. This was posted on Daryl Vaz's Instagram. Look at the barrels. Look how they're wrapped up. Look at them. Just look at them. And he posted several pictures. This is supposedly Buju Banton stuff. Now, there's a brother on YouTube called Wayne Lonesome. Wayne Lonesome, I think his channel's called Reggae Dub Scene or something like that. So you guys can look him up, He's been going in. And again, what I like about this Wayne Lonesome dude, he don't just chat. He shows evidence. So he had video footage of how the barrels looked when they were in transit. In other words, people on the actual plane filming the barrels, And when the plane landed, they were filming the barrels. Just look at how the barrels looked compared to when they were on the plane compared to what Daryl Vaz was showing on his Instagram.
Think this is a game? Stop! When you see that red thing there on the barrel, when you see the barrel them there, the barrel them not 3 in 1. Let me try to talk back. In the plane this. Look, brother. See your barrel there? See the next barrel there, the red seal on it?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to look on the barrel. Him never talk about the barrel. This is not the plane, people. Him can't chat to me. This is the plane head to Jamaica. Him is a piece of shit. Look here.
And I'm sorry, again, like I say, when people are angry and frustrated, you know what I mean, a bit of bad language might come out. So again, I apologize if anyone's watching this or listening with younger people. Yeah, but these people are passionate. So Wayne Lawson was like, look at how it looks. He was talking about there's like that white and red strip. Now, again, you guys, this is a long video. I'm just showing you clips. But you guys, if you watch the whole video, he literally breaks down how the barrels looked according to Daryl Vaz and how they actually looked on the cargo plane. Yeah, here's another video. Listen.
Brother, you saw them pack. You see the barrel them or them hang out. You see the seal them people. When I see them, take a picture and show Daryl Boom Vaz. This is before them land. You see them?
Fully loaded.
No. You see them in everything fully loaded, well strapped and well. I saw them come off. Jane, all right. Let me look pan. Come here, another thing for show. I'll show them when them come off of the plane too, you know. But let me show him the barrel now. This are the barrel. These are the 3 barrel when them get back from Jamaica custom. Don't take it from Pumbals. Pumbals is a big piece of shit. Look on the barrel them now. Remember, when you see the barrel them, Pat?
He keeps on calling him that. If you watch the video, he calls him that throughout the whole. This video is like 3 hours long. He keeps on calling him a piece of. But anyway, again, I'm not telling you guys who to believe or not. And I'm just saying these videos were taken on the plane, fam. Again, it was a cargo plane, specifically bringing donations, bringing aid and that sort of stuff. So they filmed it and you heard the brother on the plane saying fully loaded. Like, yeah, we're ready to, you know what I mean, deliver this aid. Yeah?
When you see the barrel with the seal, look on the barrel them now.
And then he shows Daryl's one where it doesn't look like the seal's on there. So when they were on the plane, it had this red and white seal. Again, you guys try and find this video online. Wayne Lawson, I think his channel's called Reggae Dub Scene. Find that video. You can watch it. He shows the difference between what Daryl Vaz was showing and what was actually on the plane. Yeah?
Look on this.
This is...
The barrel them look like them have on the seal, brother. 1, 2, 3 barrel. Custom open the barrel, take out the thing, and them do about this. The barrel them never put together like this. The barrel them, thing there. Me just show the barrel them. The barrel them in the thing. Them they tape up the tray, them tape up together like this. Big dirty thinking from valves. Where the blue, where the red seal there. You see the red seal on it, brother? Him say it no open. Him big and stink and fooly. Get up on the plane before it land, me I show you.
Hand in the cookie jar.
Eh? Brother, this alone mash them up, you know.
Hand in the cookie jar. Hand in the cookie jar.
Eh?
Hand in the cookie jar.
Brother, this about the red seal. People may ask, you know, again.
All right. And again, apologies for the language and that sort of stuff. And yeah, I am just showing you guys. So I'm allowing you guys to make your own decisions. You see what I'm saying? Because again, who knows? According to a lot of Jamaicans right now, Buju Banton is a liar. Buju Banton is a convicted criminal. Buju Banton shouldn't step foot back in Jamaica. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's endorsed PNP. So he has an issue with JLP. I'm just telling you the other side. So I'm providing context from both sides. So some people might be like, yeah, this is his way to try and get at JLP. Again, I'm just providing the information and the evidence. According to Wayne Lawson, the barrels that Daryl Vaz showed weren't how they arrived.
You saw them come up on the pallet, done them still in a mess and everything. This is how them take it from there. Same way, look. Look.
I want to make sure everything runs smooth and reach ya.
Watch things, man. In the morning. Where I run out with? You saw them come out of Chicago. Them never they all over the place. Them in the shield, and then them have a mesh right around them.
Evidence.
Good. So I make a look on the truck where they will pump valves. But see the people, it have a mesh and it not a shield. Him said them never them just go away. That is a lie. Him said the truck does. Say the truck take them valves, pump valves. So all the truck now have on this. You say the same way the truck take them up.
Things, man. They never talk, you know. Until more, make sure everything runs smooth and reach ya. Watch things, man. For Jamaica.
After them come from ball. to the world plane, I'm gonna show you inside the plant. I'm gonna show you the plant. See that?
We're gonna do the best we can.
See that? See that for them go.
That's things, man.
So you see the next thing that we hold them? After them come.
Shane, you ready for touch the road?
Yeah, run over here, run go for far.
Yes. Help some people or help me. Yeah, that's right.
Amigo, thank you for the flying, my papa.
Right, man, my papa.
The pleasure, man. Yes. Ah, it's the captain here.
See the captain here.
Bob Marley.
Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to show you that. But big up some of the people in the comments, even some people in the comments to say Wayne Lowsome, he's a convicted drug dealer. Now, that could be true or false. Let's say it's true. Does that mean that convicted drug dealers are liars? You know, when people talk, yeah, if the reason why you shouldn't listen to them is because they're convicted of something or allegedly have done something, then you got to be careful there, because even if this Wayne Lowsome guy is a convicted drug dealer, does that mean that he's not telling the truth? I'm not saying he is or he isn't, but because of his past, don't believe him. I don't know. Again, I'm just going to supply the information and make you guys come with your own decision. But you see, with regards to the hurricane relief and all of these donations, because again, a lot of people in the UK are doing it as well. There's a lot of centers and places where you can donate and leave boxes, clothes, food, all this sort of stuff. And then tutus, I'm assuming it goes on a cargo plane and then goes to Jamaica, and then hopefully the same thing happens. And big up a lot of people in the comments. They were saying, yeah, Buju Banton just mentioned this time, but what he was saying happens all the time. And this is from people who it's happened to. So it shouldn't be a shock and a surprise when Buju Banton says, yo, my barrel got broken into. Like this is not the first time that barrels in Jamaica have been broken into. So to say, he's a liar. Again, he could be lying, family. I'm not even gonna jump and say Buju Banton's telling the truth. He could be lying, but that doesn't negate the fact that this does happen in Jamaica. People breaking into barrels and then stuff goes missing in the barrels. It's been happening for decades. It's been happening for decades. So what are we trying to say? That Buju Banton's lying and this stuff never happens? Come on, people. Come on. And again, when it comes on to these donations, you see Jamaica and what they've just gone through. They need obviously, it's been a devastation, the whole of Jamaica, yeah? Or mostly the west side of Jamaica. So everything needs to be rebuilt. Obviously, a lot of money, a lot of resources. But do you know how much money, and I went through this a couple of weeks ago, you know how much money that Jamaica makes just from tourism? Who can remember? Because I remember I mentioned this on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. Who can remember how much money Jamaica makes from tourism? Just tourism alone. Tourism alone. Big up Yomi. Yeah.
Where does its money come from right now?
I think anyone who's ever dreamed of a Jamaican vacation can guess the biggest one.
Tourism.
Bingo. It's a powerhouse for Jamaica's economy. Tourism brings in something like $5 billion annually, which makes up a whopping 30 to 40% of their GDP.
4.3 billion. 4.3 billion. Where does that money go, family? Listen, if all of that money went to Jamaica, Jamaica wouldn't even need any aid. They wouldn't need help from the UK. They wouldn't need help from the US. They wouldn't need help from anyone. 4.3 billion could rebuild the whole of Jamaica 10 times over. 4.3 billion. Obviously, that money doesn't go all to Jamaica. It's tourism money. So it will go to the hotels. It will go to, quote unquote allies, US. The UK probably makes some of that. You know what I mean? Because Jamaica, even though we celebrate Independence Day, we're not fully independent. So Jamaica alone makes 4.3 billion, yeah? And then they have a quote-unquote natural disaster. They can't use some of that 4.3 billion to rebuild. Why is Jamaica having to rely on dancehall artists like Vibes Cartel and Buju Banton and Beanie Man and Shaggy and Spice? Why you gotta rely on these artists who, if they've done well in life, they're probably millionaires? So you're relying on millionaires when the country makes billions. And not only that, Who are Jamaica's allies? Ain't USA are allied to Jamaica? I saw a video of Andrew Holness with someone from Israel. Yeah. Is Israel an ally to Jamaica? Can't we get money from these countries, these continents? China, ain't China all over Jamaica? The Chinese, they can't lend us $1 billion or so. And the UK, remember, Windrush, we helped build Great Britain, the UK. And what did the UK turn around and donate? Do you remember? The UK turned around and donated 2.5 million to hurricane relief as a donation. 2.5 million. And because there was an uproar, they upped it to 5 million. 2.5 million. And again, I mentioned this last time a couple of weeks ago. Compare that to what they did with Ukraine. Remember how much they gave Ukraine. So this was on ChatGPT. I just asked ChatGPT, how much money did the UK donate to Ukraine? It says the UK has committed around 21.8 billion pounds, not even dollars, pounds, in total support to Ukraine since Russia's full-scale invasion. And then they break down that 22 million, 13 billion in military support, 5.3 billion in non-military support, 477 million in humanitarian assistance. This is for the Ukraine family. And when it came onto the Jamaicans, the people that have actually been helping the UK, you know what I mean? Help build back Great Britain after the world wars and that. You're going to turn around and give them 2.5 million? 2.5 million. And there's footballers that have donated or apparently donated more than 2.5 million. Yeah. So it's just not adding up. Again, I'm just going to show you guys the evidence. You guys put 2 and 2 together. And I know this is a hot topic. So when I open up the forum, by all means, family, say your piece, because again, not everyone believes Budjo. And I'm not saying to believe Budjo. Not everyone believes Budjo. People are saying he's a convicted criminal. Like that means anything. You know what I mean? But Nelson Mandela is a convicted criminal. Do you understand? But yeah, I'm not saying who to believe. I'm just putting the information out there and allowing you guys to put 2 and 2 together. But the plot thickens, family. The plot thickens, yeah? So there was a guy who's been doing a lot of humanitarian work in Jamaica since Hurricane Melissa hit, yeah? A white guy, yeah? He's a humanitarian, an evangelist, very religious guy, evangelist, missionary, Christian missionary and that sort of stuff. He does a lot of work in the background, but he feels like he's doing God's work, the Lord's work, yeah, by doing all of this humanitarian stuff. He's been doing it for decades. This guy is a pilot. He's trained himself. Well, he's done training to become a pilot. He's been flying planes for damn near 3 decades. Over 20 years, he's been flying planes, yeah, professionally. And because he's a millionaire and that sort of stuff, he flies his own planes. So he gets his own planes and he flies his own planes, yeah? Do you know what? Last year, he lives in the Caribbean. Last year, when Hurricane Beryl hit, he was doing humanitarian work, flying in resources. Do you get me? St. Vincent, all them sort of places there. And he's been doing humanitarian work in Africa. He's one of those types of people. He feels like he's doing a really good job helping people in need and that sort of stuff. When Hurricane Melissa hit, he was flying in aid, donations, food, all that. And he was flying it in himself using his own plane, family. He was flying in this stuff himself into Jamaica using his own plane, his own cargo plane, to bring resources to Jamaica. He was doing it back and forth ever since Melissa hit, yeah? Ever since Melissa hit, he's been going back and forth. Family, do you know what happened to this brother? Do you know what happened to him?
Overnight, new details about the deadly plane crash in Coral Springs, Florida that took the lives of a father and daughter.
We do have a confirmed plane down. It is submerged.
The plane took off from Fort Lauderdale a little past 10 a.m. Monday before multiple cameras caught it slamming into the water by a residential neighborhood mere feet from homes.
The next thing we know is it just took just took a dive and went straight to the ground.
I just heard, meow, boosh, and a huge crash. At first, I thought it was like a projectile or something.
The Beechcraft King Air shattering apart and scattering debris. Police finding a tire in a backyard.
Fortunately, the plane did not strike any houses when it entered the water. It did strike some trees in the backyard of one of the homes and then entered the water there.
Authorities confirming that no bystanders were injured. Witnesses describing the horror.
I looked up and I saw like all this debris in the air, like it looked like somebody blew up a building.
And this morning, we're learning the identities of the two passengers on board the plane, Alexander Worm and his daughter Serena. Alexander was the founder of Ignite the Fire Ministry, and that fateful flight was his second relief trip of the week to deliver aid to communities in Jamaica affected by Hurricane Melissa.
They said it was his second trip. It wasn't his second trip, family. He'd been going back and forth to Jamaica ever since Melissa hit, because again, he's a humanitarian. So, and he's teamed up with foundations in Jamaica and these organizations that deal with crises and all that sort of stuff. He was going back and forth. These people try to say that this was just his second trip. It weren't his second trip, family. He'd been going back and forth to Jamaica, delivering aid, yeah? And then all of a sudden, his plane crashes whilst he's on his way to Jamaica. This is a professional pilot.
This guy was an actual partner, like somebody that we worked with often, and he mattered. This is what he was passionate about, helping people in the Caribbean, and this guy was saving lives.
Victor Okendo, ABC News, New York.
All right, so that guy that you saw right at the end, that white guy, I don't know if he was a white guy or a very light-skinned guy, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't tell with these Jamaicans. But that guy that you saw right at the end, he's part of this organization. It's called Crisis Response International. Again, family, I'm just showing you the evidence. You guys can put two and two together, yeah? He's from Crisis Response International, CRI. It's a global relief organization dedicated to meeting urgent needs during crises and disasters through volunteer mobilization and training. This is what they do, family. They've been doing it for years, yeah? And this brother, he's from CRI, Crisis Response, what they called? Crisis Response International. And this happened a couple days ago, family, where the plane crashed. But as soon as it happened, this brother from CRI went online and, you know, expressed his sorrow and his condolences for what happened to this Alexander Worm dude.
Hey friends, I wanted to give you this important and urgent update in regard to our relief efforts in response to Hurricane Melissa in the island nation of Jamaica. Unfortunately, today we've had a terrible and shocking tragedy unfold. As you know, we've had incredible logistical challenges where the airlines have blocked us from bringing relief items like we normally do with our volunteers and responders.
Family, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said the airlines have blocked. This is CRI, Crisis Response International. This is what they do. If there's a crisis, they come in to help. He said that the airlines have blocked them from bringing aid. Now, why would the airlines block them from bringing aid to Jamaica? Why would they do that?
As you know, we've had incredible logistical challenges where the airlines have blocked us from bringing relief items like we normally do with our volunteers and responders into the nation. And through a mutual partner and friend, we made connection to a pilot who has been flying us in resources over the last few weeks at his own expense again and again. He's been absolutely amazing. Today he didn't turn up, and unfortunately we found out that he crashed his aircraft in Coral Springs, Florida, and he and his daughter did not survive. We are in absolute shock and disbelief of the situation, and I'm just asking for prayers for his family and his friends at this time.
Working with Alexander was an honor. He kept showing up over and over, repeatedly flying in supplies that we couldn't get anywhere else. Here in Jamaica, he just kept landing and we would unload his plane. He would give us these huge hugs and pray for us. The last thing that he said was that he wanted to join us up on Tower Hill today distributing water filters with his daughter. and he was flying in more Starlinks so that we could connect more people. He just delivered a bunch of medical supplies, water filters, screws for roofs, so many things that this community has needed. The last thing that he said to me was he handed me this large stack of cards about how to know Jesus. And he said, these are great. You've got to tell people about Jesus. And he handed these cards out and he said, these are perfect for going door to door if you're handing out supplies to people. And I gave those to the YWAM team this morning. He wanted us to know Jesus.
Again, he's an evangelist. He's big on the religion. You listen to him speak, he's talking about Lord Jesus Christ and all this sort of stuff.
That was his reason for helping people. I just think that's so beautiful that his heart matches our heart in the kingdom, because that's why we do what we do. We show up and we try to provide help, but it's only because we have so much hope in Jesus. Alexander lost his life today with a family member.
That's him.
Bringing supplies to Jamaica.
This is him.
Because he loved this nation and he wanted them to know Jesus.
And he wanted them to know Jesus. So this is the brother. This is the brother. And by the way, people in the chat, listen, when people are frustrated or angry or upset, like I said at the beginning, the language might be a bit rude. So yeah, Budger was swearing and all that sort of stuff. Big up Seymour in the chat. He's not agreeing with certain things. And he's saying, you know, rude words and that. This is how people talk when they're angry and frustrated. You just got to allow people to talk. You don't take it personal, though. You don't take it personal. So big up the people in the chat. I'm allowing you to say whatever you want to say. This, like I said at the beginning, this is a serious subject. Do you get me? And not everyone agrees with Budger. Listen, they're trying to cancel. I think they have cancelled Budger now. Because like Seymour said, he's deleted all of his posts now. Family, do you know that? He's deleted all of his posts about this. Yeah? So they're going after him. The government's gone after him. Certain Jamaicans are going after him. He's a liar. He's this. He's that. Do you get what I'm saying? Pure name calling, like Seymour's doing in the comments. Pure name calling. But again, when people are frustrated, they're angry and all that, they're going to talk however they're going to talk. Allow people to frustrate and vent their frustration. My thing is, don't hide though. So Seymour, when I open up the forum, by all means, raise your hand and talk your talk. Do you understand? So allow people to say what they're going to say. Allow them. You see the thing when it comes on to people, yeah? I'm always big on allowing people to chat. Let them talk. Let them talk. Because if they're telling the truth, they're going to reveal it. If they're deceptive and they're liars, they're going to reveal it. So you just allow people to chat, man. Allow people to chat. Now, let me just show you what I got from this brother's Instagrams. Because again, I'm not telling you what to believe and what not to believe. But this is what this brother was doing. He showed it on his Instagram. Look. Now, like I say, when people talk, yeah, you can kind of hear, I don't know if this is just me, but when people talk, I can kind of gauge them. I feel like I'm a good judge of character. So I just allow people to talk. If they're deceptive or if they're not telling the truth, they're going to trip themselves up. They're going to reveal themselves. So just allow people to talk, listen to them, feel their vibration, and yeah, you'll know if someone's genuine or not. So I'm going to play you a video of the brother talking. Again, I'm not telling you what to believe and what not to believe, but you guys tell me whether or not you believe this guy is genuine.
I'm wishing you all a special and beautiful Good Friday. To me, today is the day of thankfulness. I'm thankful for what Christ has done for so many of us. His sacrifice on the cross is the reason that we have forgiveness of sins and that we have hope. And through his sacrifice, we can live. Through his sacrifice, he bore our burdens on that cross. Anybody that's dealing with depression, anxiety, difficulties, he bore them on the cross for you. He loves you. He loves you deeply. And for those that feel that they don't deserve his love, he gives second chances. He's a beautiful love, and he has nailed every darkness, every difficulty on that cross for you. So I am thankful. Jesus bless you.
Now, I'm not a religious person, so all of that Jesus talk don't really resonate with me. However, again, when people talk, I can kind of gauge whether or not they're genuine. Do you get what I'm saying? And I didn't get no fake vibes from this brother. Again, what he's been doing with regards to humanitarianism, he's been doing this for decades, fam. He's been flying his own planes. He's the pilot of the plane that goes into Jamaica, you know. That's the reason why, obviously, he died. He's flying in the stuff himself. And then you're hearing the people who he's working with, and they're saying all of these things about him. But again, I'm just showing you the evidence, family. You guys can put two and two together. Yeah? Very religious guy. Again, I'm not into the religion stuff, but he's been doing the work, family. He's been doing the work. You know what I mean? And then you just got to ask questions. Even though none of us really know the truth. Why were they stopping that CRI organization? Why were they stopping them from delivering aid to Jamaica? Why would they do that? And they've been doing it. It's not like that was their first time. They've been doing it all over the world, but especially Jamaica during Hurricane Melissa. Yeah. Now, when the government found out about this tragic death of this man, yeah, when the government found out about the tragic, and not just the government, I'm speaking specifically about this Daryl Vaz guy. Do you know what he came out and said on record about the Daryl Vaz guy and his cargo plane? Yeah, look at this, family. Plane which crashed en route to Jamaica had no permit to land, says Vaz. Plane which crashed en route to Jamaica had no permit to land. Now, again, I don't know who's telling the truth and who's not, but just from a humanity point of view, would that be the first thing you say when you just found out that someone died? Oh, this brother had his own plane. He didn't have a permit to land in Jamaica, which, how can that be true when he's been landing in Jamaica? Since the hurricane has started, he's been going back and forth to Jamaica, landing in Jamaica, delivering aid, delivering food. But yet you're going to turn around and say, after the plane crash, by the way, family, or by the way, Jamaica, his plane had no permit to land. What? Wait a minute. Even if this brother is telling the truth, something ain't adding up, fam. Something sounds fishy. The man just died. You're going to come out and say, his plane had no permit to land here. Again, allow people to talk. It's like they show themselves. So what you're saying, again, I'm just hypothetically speaking, it's like you're saying you didn't even have a permit to land here. So guess what? You ain't landing here again, fam. And then 2-2s crash. Do you get what I'm saying? Allow people to talk and they'll reveal themselves. My guy came out and the first thing he said was the plane had no permit. Now, there was an uproar once he said this. People are like, how dare, come on, man. No condolences, no nothing like that. So he had to go on TV, national TV, and kind of retract this. He literally doesn't repeat this when he went on live TV, but he went on live TV and kind of changed his tone. Listen.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody, colleague ministers, permanent secretaries, special invited guests. So first of all, on behalf of the government of Jamaica, I want to extend deepest condolences to the family of the father and daughter who tragically lost their lives in the plane crash yesterday in Florida. The aircraft was bound for Jamaica on a hurricane relief mission. Mr. Alexander Worm was known for his unwavering kindness and his lifelong dedication to serving others, and he has been providing aid to Jamaica since the relief efforts began.
He's been providing aid to Jamaica since the relief efforts began. So he just admits the brother's been going back and forth to Jamaica. So how can he not have a permit, fam? if he's been going back and forth since the beginning of Hurricane Melissa.
And his lifelong dedication to serving others. And he has been providing aid to Jamaica since the relief efforts began. My understanding is that he resides in Cayman and is well known by the Jamaican community in Cayman and has always been one who gives and gives and gives. So again, I want to say our thoughts and prayers are with their family and friends during this difficult time.
Okay, so now he blatantly admits this brother's been going back and forth, yeah? So I don't know where that comment came from where he doesn't have a permit to land. How can he not have a permit to land? Big up someone in the chat, they said that, what did they say? Every plane has to be given clearance to land. The control center would have granted it. It kind of makes sense. How can a plane land that doesn't have a permit? How can a plane land in Jamaica? Where's the professionalism? Like Buju was saying in his video, where's the professionalism? How can things go missing at Jamaica airport? How can a plane land in Jamaica and not have a permit? And not just land once, multiple times, fam. Again, that media coverage, they tried to lie and say that was only his second time. He had been going back and forth from the start. And that's not even according to me. Daryl Vaz just said that. Yeah? So things are not adding up, family. I don't know who's telling the truth, but things are not adding up. And one thing about, you know, Daryl Vaz and unfortunately certain people in Jamaican politics, unfortunately, I don't say unfortunately, I'm just using this as an observation. They seem to look alike. Have you noticed that, family? They seem to look alike. This very light-skinned, kind of compasses white, and that's not just JLP, that's PNP as well. Both parties have, you know, leaders or ministers and all that sort of stuff where they kind of look like they could pass as white. I don't know. That might have to be something I need to go into in a different class, because as you guys who have my book and have been tuning into my podcast know, there are two different types of skin and hair melanin. You've got the U melanin, which comes in black and brown, and then the pheomelanin, which comes in red and yellow. I find it very interesting that these people that run Jamaica, they're more on the pheomelanin side. I find that interesting, fam. I'm not saying anything else. I'm gonna have to investigate more and literally put together a class with regards to eumelanin and pheomelanin and how, especially in Jamaica, there seems to be this caste system. This caste system. But again, that's another podcast for another day. Now, let me just show you a little bit more about this brother before I open up the forum and get you guys to make your comments or share your questions. Yeah. That brother who died, his name is Alexander Wern. Yeah. He was on a podcast a few years ago. I think it was a year and a half ago with this brother here. And they're talking about the plane that he bought. Listen to what they say with regards to the plane that he bought. Yeah, listen.
You got out of that airplane and moved pretty quickly into an airplane that's very much in production. You bought an M600.
Yes, sir.
And you moved out of Vancouver and moved down to basically the Caribbean, if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's working out. That's obviously a lovely place for you to live, and bought an M600.
Yeah, so we live in the Cayman Islands, and we moved there. It was one of the moves I never regret. It's really a special place to be. But one of the things, you are on an island and you are somewhat disconnected from the rest of the world, and you've got a lot of water around you. So, you know, having quite a bit of aviation experience now, almost over 20 years now. So I knew the turbine engine is the only way to go safely, at least.
Right.
So,
exactly.
And so
there's something about whenever you look down and it's pure water, and you know, if you go down, you go into the water, that airplane's going to the very bottom of the ocean, taking you with it unless you get out, get on a raft,
This was like a year and a half ago, family. They're talking about a plane and it crashing in the water and how deep it will go and all that sort of stuff. And he said, yeah, because of where I live, he lives in the Cayman Islands, nothing but water around. He made sure he got the right plane to avoid that stuff. He made sure he got the right plane with the right turbo engine to ensure, you know what I mean, it's not going to crash in no water.
There's something about whenever you look down and it's pure water, and if you go down, you go into the water, that airplane's going to the very bottom of the ocean, taking you with it unless you get out, get on a raft, you'll never see that aircraft again. There is something about that makes you go, boy, I'd really like to have a turbine right now. Or I'm going to put all my eggs into one basket, and I want that basket to be the best basket I can find.
Yes.
And a turbine engine is clearly the best engine you can find on the planet today.
That's right.
And you put all your eggs into the M600.
Indeed.
How'd you like it?
Oh, it was a great performing aircraft, no doubt about it.
So he chose an aircraft literally to avoid crashing into water. He's like, I need this engine, I need this aircraft. This is the best aircraft for me. Again, he's been flying a professional pilot, a professional pilot, been flying planes, and over the last couple of weeks been going back and forth to Jamaica, delivering aid, delivering food off of his own back, family. This is not donations. This brother's delivering stuff off of his own back, using his own plane. And you're trying to tell me this happened to him?
We have a new video this afternoon that shows the moment a small plane heading to assist in hurricane relief efforts in Jamaica crashed into a Florida lake. Take a look. You can see the plane fly in on the left of your screen there before slamming into the water in Coral Springs. Officials say the 2 people on board didn't survive, but no one on the ground was hurt. No word yet on why that plane crashed.
No word as to why that plane crashed. I wonder why that plane. I look at the way it crashed as well. It was like the person crashed it on purpose. Do you see the way it crashed, family? Do you see the way it crashed? And again, I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just showing you the evidence. You guys put 2 and 2 together. I knew this would be a hot topic and that sort of stuff. But again, like I say, I allow people to talk. I don't care what you're saying. I allow people to talk, because if you're being truthful, it will be revealed the more you talk. If you're being deceitful or you're lying, it will be revealed the more you talk. Yeah. So I'm just showing you. Does that make sense, family? This guy who's a professional pilot, been flying damn near 30 years, 25 years, and now he crashes like that. Okay. Anyway, let me open up the forum. Yeah. So you guys can ask your questions, make your comments, or say what's on your melanin mind. Yeah. So raise your hand if you want to go live, family. Again, I'm allowing everyone to speak, because not everyone has to agree with each other. We don't have to all agree, family. And yeah, if you're passionate and you say a rude word, I'm not going to take it personal. But obviously, we're not all going to have the same opinion on this stuff. So, Yomi, you got your hand raised. You want to go live, bro?
Greetings, Leon.
Greetings, bro.
Yeah, I got a question for you. It just came to mind when we was talking about that plane crashed and saying he was Christian and trying out Jamaicans convert to Christianity and all this. My question for you, I know you said you're not really a religious man, but I was wondering what your views are on traditional African spirituality. That's what I'm into personally, you know what I mean? And I was wondering if you have any events or resources or books on that coming in the future with regards to that for our people.
Yeah, man, good question. So I'm a very spiritual person as well. So I'm not really into the religion. So yeah, I'm a very spiritual person. I do spiritual practices and all that sort of stuff. And again, good question. I am looking to do. I haven't got a date planned yet, but yeah, just so the family know, I am looking to do the hidden science of spirituality as an event.
Okay, is that from African perspective as well?
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Most definitely. And again, I don't really want to put out there who I'd get for that, but I'd get some very powerful people to speak at that event. Do you get what I'm saying?
Excellent, bro. I look forward to that, because that's what I'm into as well, you know what I mean? So I look forward to that.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. Nice one, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, raise your hand if you want to go live. There was a lot of comments in the chat, but now people can go live. Again, I'm allowing people to talk. Even if you're saying everything that I've shown is foolishness, raise your hand. This is your time to talk. Go live and go and talk. There was a lot of hands raised and now they've gone down. Okay. Yvette, you can unmute your mic, sis.
Hello.
Greetings.
I believe I saw this thing on TikTok about a place, a site. I can't remember what country though, where they can make storms, hurricanes. And I found that very strange for the way that Melissa hit Jamaica and the devastation I've seen afterwards. Which makes me feel that man-made, obviously, and it was an intended site that they was heading for, Jamaica. The corruption, and with the fact of the man being killed and his daughter, that he was very skillful and talked about beforehand, as you said, a year or so ago, about how he studied, where he was, what plane he needed, because of the way the structure was around him. Very safe. So that makes me even more thinking that it's all planned. It was all planned. The man, the politician in Jamaica who came after Buju Banton, to me, he was just trying to shadow his involvement. Because why would he come and attack him or tell him that he has to come to him? Do you know what I mean? He's expressing himself on media. That's what we do. Yeah, I'm saying. And to do with Buju, I've watched him in different interviews, and I find Buju is a person that's he puts his hand up to what he has done. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we all make mistakes, do the wrong thing, but he puts his hand up, and I always feel that he talks sincerely. The reply he gave to the politician was respectful. That's how he speaks. That's how he is.
Right.
He's not an ignorant man. Yeah, he was showing his feeling about what has happened, because he's trying to do a good thing.
Right.
And his own Jamaican people disrespecting that, which I understand 100%. But as I said, I believe that this whole thing is, there's a reason behind it that the hierarchy has put in place. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's where I feel it all lies.
Thank you, Yvette. Thank you for that. Again, everyone has their opinion. I'm not here to say who's telling the truth and who's lying. I'm just presenting the evidence and allowing you guys to put two and two together. Do you get what I'm saying? Esmin, you can unmute your mic, sis.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was just a short observation in relation to the plane crash.
Yeah.
Now, if there is anything suspect about this plane crash, it just goes to show how far people are willing to go to carry out what they want to do. Because we're talking about the pilot. His child was there with him.
Yeah.
And they're now both gone.
Yeah.
So if there is anything and people are trying to achieve an end and would take out your child as well, that is something to be noticed, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it is quite sinister. Thank you, sis. It is quite sinister. Like, that's why I say, if it's true, again, I don't know, but if it's true that the government at time, they're carrying on like the mafia. How dare you talk bad about? Listen, Bujo, you see you? Listen, come to me. Bujo, why did you go online? You should have come through me. Let me investigate it. He's carrying on like he's the mafia, like he's the godfather. Do you get what I'm saying? And then these people who you don't have a permit. You don't have a permit to land. All right, watch now. Listen, it sounds like a mafia. It sounds like these people are the mafia of Jamaica, rude boy. Because again, this guy is a professional pilot. How the hell did he crash his plane? Anyway, these things could happen. He could have crashed it. But again, I'm just putting the evidence out there, allow you guys to put two and two together. Adrian, you can unmute your mic, bro.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just two things. Regarding the delivery of the missing items from the plane, the best people I believe to speak to about this are the pilots. because they must know what is going on. They're the ones that actually secure the doors to the plane,
Right.
as well as open them back up on landing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And yeah, and also I just want to talk about the gentleman that lost his life along with his daughter.
Yes.
Now, for me, I have to bring racism into it.
Mm-hmm.
What he did was commendable, but when you have like a Caucasian going out of their way helping black people on and other non-white people,
Mm-hmm.
his own people don't like it, especially those at the top. And
Mm.
I believe that they really did sabotage that plane.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that's an angle, bro. That's an angle.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but anyway, that's all I have to say. But so good evening to you and to everybody listening.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you. So yeah, that's an angle. Like a lot of white people, like certain people in power, when it's like they're off code when one of your own start to help out the people that you're trying to oppress. It's like he was off code. And what's interesting, and I've said this before on some of my racism and white supremacy courses, when white people are come off code, yeah, and they don't follow the script, yeah, then the powers that be will make an example of out of them. The powers that be, and again, this is based on a book I read, Neely Fuller Jr.'s book, very powerful book, The Compensatory Counter Racist Code. But he said that's one of their tactics to throw one of their own under the bus. I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying this is sometimes a tactic of the powers that be, or who I call the usual suspects. Natalie, you had your hand raised. You can unmute your mic if you want to speak. If not, I'm going to bring you down. Natalie?
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
It's just a short one. Following on the back of what Yvette said, I'm very much up to date. Commonly referred to as a conspiracy theorist, but I don't see how you can be a conspiracy theorist and always proven to be factual. But I think this is part of their working towards that 2030 agenda. So they've just cleared all the space basically to make those 15-minute cities. That's my opinion.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. Anyone else want to go live again? This is open. You don't have to agree with everything. You can state your. Yeah, Seymour, come raise your hand, Seymour. Say what you got to say, man. Say what you got to say. Because again, that's the best way is dialogue and communication. Just say what you got to say. Raise your hand and say what you got to say. I understand if you don't, but yeah, this is your chance to raise your hand and say what you got to say. You know what I mean? And again, family, like I was saying at the beginning, when people are passionate or they're angry or upset, sometimes the language is not quote unquote professional or whatever. But I allow people to just say what they got to say, man. You get me? Because regardless of the language, I can pick the sense from the nonsense. I can tell when people are, telling the truth, or I can tell when people are being deceptive. Let me get my brother Charles in here. Charles, unmute your mic, bro.
Yeah, greetings, family. Greetings, brother Leon.
Greetings, bro. Greetings, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. I mean, if anyone, don't know about barrels or never heard about barrels getting intercepted,
right?
Think taken out of barrels in Jamaica, they either don't know about Jamaica or has never been to Jamaica. Yeah, it's a common thing right now, and this is a time when people are hungry too, because there's some people that ain't even got water to drink. Yeah, things are really bad on the island. Really bad on the island. I've got people on the ground. You get what I'm saying? And right now, if you send a barrel out there, don't let this deter anyone from sending barrels, because this is probably what it was made to do.
Right.
People will say, I'm not going to send a barrel down there because things are going to get nicked.
Well, that's what people are saying. That's the reason why a lot of people are against Budju, though. Do you get me? That's why people are against Budju, because there's a lot of people are saying, Budju, don't say that, because now people are going to be hesitant to send barrels down. That's what a lot of people are saying about Buju.
Yeah, and that is true. And we can't say Buju's telling a lie, and we can't say Buju's telling the truth. Yeah, but we know that these things do happen. So, yeah, I mean, if he is, it's out of order anyway. It's out of order for people to use their hard-earned money, yeah, to send things down, and people go into the barrel anyway. That is now. If we're going to donate, you know, we just have to look at, try and do our investigation, who we're donating to, how the people going to get the goods at the other side and stuff like that, providing it gets through customs. Yeah. But if you're giving, you
bro, it's going in and out.
Yeah, I hear me. Yeah, if you're giving something, you just gotta send it with a prayer, bro. And then pray
Exactly.
that it gets to the people that really need it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
but if we do nothing, then the people down there that need the help are gonna suffer, because in certain parts people are okay, but in other areas people are suffering.
Yeah, that's it, man. That is it. Again, I'm not saying who to believe. I'm just putting it out there and allowing the family to put two and two together. Again, not everyone agrees with Buju. Like Buju's taken down all of his posts. He's taken down all of them. So when he took them down now, can you imagine what the people who think he's lying, can you imagine what they thought? They had a
Yeah.
field day with it. They had
Yeah,
a field day. Raw, Butcher's taking down all of his posts. I told you, he's a lion. He's this, he's that. Do you get me?
yeah. Probably got a visit, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, got a visit, you know.
By the mafia, the mafia, you
Yeah,
got a visit, boy. Yeah, big up, bro. I see you on Saturday, brother.
Yeah. Oh, and can I say a quick thing for Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah. So changing subject a little slightly, but it's still important for the brothers out there. On Saturday, yeah, we're going to be doing a prostate MOT. So brothers, come out there, you know, and even if you feel you're okay, it's best to know you're okay. And if you are okay, remember.
Nice one, brother. It's cutting out. It's cutting out. But yeah, Charles and Ankara Limited, they're going to be at my Black Men's Health event. Natalie, you wanted to say something else? Unmute your mic, Natalie. No?
Oh yeah, so sorry, I came in and I didn't say Santa Sana for this platform. I absolutely love debate, and I think as an African community we need this kind of platform. I do attend like other platforms, but you don't get to have an opinion or be vocal. And I wanted to ask, is Seymour Atral?
Yeah, I've given Seymour the platform, the forum to raise his hand and go live. I see in the comment he said, I'm not gonna go live. What did he say? I cannot participate in any discourse that foul language is encouraged. He's in the comments calling people dunce, and then you're gonna turn around and say, I'm not gonna go live because you're encouraging foul language. That to me sounds like hypocrisy. You're sounding like Daryl Vaz, fam. Is that your brethren? Is that your family or something? You sound like him now. The hypocrisy. Do you get me? Talk about can't take this platform. You get what I'm saying? You guys are encouraging foul language, and then two twos, you're calling people dunce. All right, is this Seymour? No. Sekhmet, you can unmute your mic.
Yes, greetings. Can you hear me
Greetings.
okay?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear all of the presentation you gave, but I think I've gathered from what I did hear what the discussion is around. And first off, condolences to the European man, the Christian, who was some really important humanitarian aid.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's some kind of foul play going on there.
Right.
Explained about in regards to the airplane. You see, here's my thing now with this whole storm, Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inclined to agree with, I think it was Natalie, who
Mm-hmm.
put forward the idea that it wasn't a natural phenomena. It wasn't a natural occurrence. It was something that was manufactured by those scientists that have the laboratory technology to be able to do that. One of the programs is HARP. And I was watching a YouTube video literally the other day, and it was Europeans. One of them's doing the rounds at the moment. There's a white European guy who's questioning how the storm Melissa was intentionally manufactured to destroy 3/4 of the island, and one of the parishes, I think, namely St. Elizabeth, would be the one that was designated prior to the storm to be this smart city established around about 2030. Something that I wasn't fully up to speed with until this whole storm tornado ripped through the island. The other thing I want to, before I make the point that I think is going to perhaps sound controversial, but I think it needs to be said. The other thing I have to add is that the whole idea of having, for example, Westmoreland, I think it is, being the parish that provides 70% of the food for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Serious problem in itself.
Mm-hmm.
And this leads into the contribution I want to make around in respect of the first national hero, Marcus Garvey. But I just want to reiterate again how I didn't realize until after the storm that Jamaica, 70% of its food stock, the agriculture, is from that part of the island parish, which is nonsensical, really. If there's one thing that has to be learned from what's happened, is that every parish should have a level of agriculture so that there isn't that huge dependency on one part of the Jamaica for food.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, so food security is something that needs to be seriously reshaped and remapped, following on from Storm Melissa.
Yeah.
The root of the issue, though, I have with this whole thing is I don't believe that it was a national. I'm not a weather scientist or anything, but I've listened to some people that, and I can understand what they're saying. And it to me, it does seem quite extraordinary the way, and listen to some of the people that have described how the storm sounded, how it occurred, and so on. So it does seem a bit more than extraordinary, put it that way. And knowing who those people are, that they have the technology and the capability. It kind of reminds me of the whole COVID pandemic, scandemic scenario. You know, at the time we were led to believe that, you know, it was the greatest thing in terms of facing the world population, in terms of its fatality rates. And then within the space of 3 years, they're now treating it as a common cold.
Right, exactly.
They had the whole planet on lockdown, believing that it was an imminent plague and everyone would die if they contracted the disease, right? So we know then to how certain agencies, governments can actually manipulate people's minds through mass media and through misinformation and basically lying, right, to population. Now, returning that to Marcus Messiah Garvey. Marcus Garvey, who was the first national hero of Jamaica. In simple terms, he said, organize or perish.
Right.
Elaborate a bit further on that. He said, over 100 years ago, the battles of the future, whether they be physical or scientific, right, will be, or the battles of the future, whether they be physical or mental, will be fought along scientific lines.
That's right. That is
With
right.
the heart of science, that will ultimately rule.
That is right. Exactly.
Okay. Now, I'm saying that to say this. Whilst I like Buju Banton, despite his problems, You know, he was actually caught in a very difficult situation. I was one of the first to say, no, it was entrapment, blah, blah, blah. But the facts are the facts. He got into a bit of a problem, happens to everybody in life, and he came out the other side. Difficulty I have with his approach is knowing that there is levels of corruption in Jamaica. What I think he should have done, he should have gone into whichever parish he wanted to first focus on and build from there. Why do I say that? I say that because Sizzler Kalonji was doing that before Storm Melissa. He's building right in where he was raised as a child, August Town. I know this because I've seen it with my own eyes. And the reason I first found out about it was not because it was all over the Gleaner newspaper or the Voice newspaper. It was on his Instagram page. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, there's finally a Rasta artist who's using his money that he's gained from his fan base, from the selling of his records, to give back to his community.
There you go.
So my thing is, right, and I'll share something else with the listeners. And I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm going to do this. Not because I'm defending Mr. Vaz or the Jamaican government necessarily, but I'm trying to say, right, we have to ask ourselves, what can we do for Jamaica? Not what do we expect our government to continuously be doing, although they are elected to be the public servants and also deliver services and resources. So my thing is, when I go into Jamaican libraries, I'm an author, so I love books, and I love Marcus Garvey. When I go into Jamaican libraries and I see that they're not even painted sufficiently, haven't got adequate furniture, they haven't got enough resources, I'm thinking, wow, so what? These Jamaican artists that say one love, Rasta, love your black people, do they not know what the first national hero said about intelligence? Why can't they just, you know, I know paint's expensive in Jamaica, but guess what? They've got enough money to buy paint and to get some volunteers to paint their local library and get some books in there. So I'm saying that to say this, prevention is better than cure. Number one, Jamaica, and this is another thing in terms of agriculture, where are these Rastaman with their fields and their crops? Okay? So what I'm saying is, you know, I don't know what's gone on in terms, because I did hear one view about the situation, which was that the barrels had arrived at the national airport, and it's when they were transported and ended up somewhere else in another parish that it was noted that some of his items had gone missing. But really, my thing is, you know, if he's aware of some of the foul play that occurs in parts of America, then you should be wise to how you're going to move. And this is why, you know, if Sizzler Kalonji can be building, you know, his museum, his eatery, his shops, and God knows he's got challenges, but he hasn't had the kind of dramas that Buju's done, then perhaps Buju needed to go and speak to Sizzler about how he should deal in this emergency situation.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not gonna. If anyone knows anything about the history of Jamaican politics, if you haven't learned, you know, that Marcus Garvey's message was given to us, which wasn't about politics, right? Which is why he eventually left Jamaica after being deported to there. He stayed there for a time, but then eventually he left because he became disillusioned with the politics of the day. Of course, he's now the first national hero because it was later recognized how great his message was and how he was, you know, devoted to the liberation of our people. So all I'm saying is these Rasta men and women have the financial means. They need to get their act together and start looking at land and food security.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, sis. We've got a couple other callers, but thank you. That's a really good point.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sis. Really good points there. I will say though, because you were saying that don't rely on the government. All right, fair enough. We don't rely on the government, but then we can't rely on the artists. Again, Buju's not in Jamaica. Do you get what I'm saying? Sizzler's in Jamaica. Buju's not in Jamaica. So he's trying to think because it's his people. So he's sending barrels down. He's not actually there. He's literally trying to help from afar. You see what I'm saying? Very quickly, Adrian, did you have another question or comment?
Yeah, just a couple of things I wanted to add on. Um, I believe the motive behind the storm, this man-made hurricane, it was simply this. They wanted the native people of Jamaica never to have their own natural food. All of that is going to be replaced, or they're trying to replace it with GMO crops.
Yep, that's happening right now. That's happening right now.
Okay. Now, all I can say with the gentleman that refused to come on, I like to be impartial to both sides.
Yes.
Words carry frequencies, yeah? Just like in the Bible when they said, in the beginning was the word, yeah? The world, everything was created through like words and letters and numbers, according to gematria. Now, I believe that people would just hurling obscenities as a way of relieving the stress and the trauma.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just like I'm gonna be a little bit how can I put it, vulgar here. It's like when somebody has an accident, like defecates themselves or whatever, you know, they are gonna like react like, oh, they're gonna S-bomb, they're gonna F-bomb, yeah, through shock. So all that I'm seeing tonight, it's simply people just getting their frustrations off their chest.
That's it.
Because going forward, there's gonna come a time where the storm has already ended, but the storm that's from within is gonna take time to heal, to go, and the healing process would start, and I just feel that the times of people being prudish, being hypocritical, it's a thing of the past, it's becoming dated, that kind of mindset.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, bro. Thank you. But again, everyone has their opinion. I'm cool with everyone just sharing their opinion. My thing is, again, like I keep on saying, just allow people to talk. They will reveal themselves. That's why I really wanted Seymour to come up and just allow him to talk. If the truth's there, it will come out. If there's deception there, it will come out. If he's lying, it will come out. Just allow people to talk. It will come out. Do you understand? Just allow people to talk and the truth comes out. Everyone saw on social media, what was it, a couple months ago, that this brother secretly recorded someone online and allowed her to talk. And then she started saying everything to this brother. I'm not going to mention no names. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. He just allowed her to talk. And then she starts revealing this, that, and the third. And then that video goes viral and tear. Allow people to talk. They will reveal themselves. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. And everyone's got their opinions. Who knows? But with regards to the plane, like the Sekhmet said, with regards to what happened in COVID, whoever weren't on the COVID agenda, guess what happened to them? What happened to some of those African presidents who were not on the COVID agenda? Tuesday went missing, fam. And when I say they went missing, I mean they were unalived. Yeah. If you're not part of the agenda, they will unalive you. So this brother, this evangelist, this humanitarian, he weren't part of their agenda, fam. He had, according to the government, he had a plane that wasn't permitted to land. He was giving out all of these resources and tear. But again, you guys put two and two together. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, big up everyone who was part of this and talked. I love the passion. I love the comments and that sort of stuff. But let me just show you what we've got coming up, family, because we've got some powerful events coming up very, very soon. So big up everyone who stayed right to the end. I really appreciate it. So Brother Charles was talking about the Black Men's Health event next Saturday, family. Please get your tickets for next Saturday. It's going to be an amazing event. Obviously, if you're in our WhatsApp group, I will post the link in our WhatsApp group. Let me see if I can just get the link now. Family, if you are in our WhatsApp group, when I post this link for the WhatsApp group, you don't need to add yourself. This is for people who are not part of any of our WhatsApp groups. You can add yourself to this WhatsApp group. But we've got this powerful event coming up. called The Hidden Science of Black Men's Health. We're going to be revealing the truth with regards to black men and prostate cancer, black men and mental health, all of that stuff, yeah, is going to be at this event. So you don't want to miss it, family. This is going to be a very, very powerful event. You already know from when it's a Hidden Science Academy event, you already know that it's going to be powerful and it's going to blow people away. So make sure that you get your tickets for this. Family, tickets are now 2 for 1. That means if you buy a ticket now, you get a complimentary ticket. So it's 2 for 1. Yeah, so get on these events, the Hidden Science of Black Men's Health. This Tuesday, I'm going to be on the Hidden Truth Show. And I'm going to be talking about black boys in education. Why are they failing? You don't want to miss that, family. 18th of November, Hidden Truth Show. That's going to be a very, very powerful showing. Don't want to miss that. That's the Hidden Truth Show on Tuesday. On Wednesdays, we do the Wellness is Wealth webinar. Wellness is Wealth webinar. Make sure that you sign up to that if you haven't already. We've got some very powerful guests coming up. This Wednesday, family, we've got Dr. Amsu from the Great Black Detox. He's going to be on there. Very powerful, brother. You don't want to miss this. When he's on and he's going to be breaking down what he does with regards to the Great Black Detox, you don't want to miss that, because this brother is powerful. When I mentioned that he'd be on last week or the week before, loads of people said, yeah, I've done the Great Black Detox. It was so amazing. I was like, wow, this guy is really doing some really good stuff for the community with this Great Black Detox thing. So make sure you get your tickets for that as well. Don't worry, I'm going to post all the links to this in a bit. And then coming soon, family, on the Wellness is Wealth webinar, we've got the man himself, the Black History man, Robin Walker, is going to be on the platform. So like I say, every week we get some very powerful guests to talk on the Wellness is Wealth weekly show. So that's every Wednesday. And yeah, we've got some more powerful guests for next year as well, family. So make sure you're a part of this. If this is your first time listening to Marshall's Melanin Podcast, we do this each and every week. So make sure that you can tune in next week. And yeah, if you can get into our WhatsApp group, once you're in our WhatsApp group, you get posted, you get all of this stuff posted to you. Yeah, so let me just give you the links to all of this so family can start signing up to this stuff for the people that haven't signed up yet. So these are all the links, family. I've just posted the link to join the WhatsApp group, Black Men's Health link. We've got an event called The Hidden Science of Black Hair coming up next year. This is going to be a very powerful event, family. Hidden Science of Black Hair, breaking down all the information with regards to the science of your hair. Very, very powerful event that we've got coming up next year. And then after that one, the big one, family, the Hidden Science of Reggae. We are going in Saturday the 20th of June at Radisson Red Hotel. You know how we do. When we do these big events, we make them into weekenders. So this is on the Saturday, but I highly recommend that you guys make it into a weekender and book your rooms at the hotel for our reggae weekender. We're going to have reggae performers. We're going to have certain special guests that I can't even mention right now. And the usual suspects are going to be there. Obviously myself, I'm going to be speaking, Robin Walker, Andrew Mohammed. Very, very powerful. Get your tickets for that. Rooms are now available. Early bird rooms are now available. Early bird tickets for the event are now available. Get your tickets, get your rooms booked. You don't want to miss the Reggae Weekender, family. It is going to be mind-blowing. And for those of you who are thinking, what are you going to discuss at the Reggae Weekender or the Hidden Science of Reggae? These are the things that we're going to cover. How reggae has influenced all popular music genres in the UK. The untold story of Bob Marley in London. Why Jamaican cultural appropriation is on the rise. Have you noticed that, family? The deliberate erasure of Caribbean culture on TV. Plus, why they've always feared the Rastafarian movement. How roots reggae became the soundtrack for a spiritual revolution. Why melanin resonates with reggae and what sounds activate it. The secret power of low bass frequencies, and Windrush, the true story that they don't want you to know. You don't want to miss this event, family. It will blow you away when we go into this. Yeah, when we go into this and the agenda that they have with regards to the reggae culture, the Caribbean culture that we brought over during Windrush literally influenced the whole of Great Britain. Anything that's cool about Great Britain, when they talk about London culture, that's literally what the Windrush generation brought over. Yeah, the youth, them, they all sound the same. They all say, yeah, wagwan and rare te te. They all sounded like how we sounded when we were younger. That is our influence. Caribbean culture, that sort of stuff. We're gonna go through all of it, family, at this event, the Hidden Science of Reggae, and there will be an after party with some international DJs. You don't want to miss it, family. It's going to be the biggest event of the last decade. Mark my words. The Hidden Science of Reggae. Tickets are now available. Get your tickets, get your Reggae Weekender rooms booked. You don't want to miss that. Yeah. And big up all the people that stayed right to the end. If this is your first time listening to Marshall's Melanin Podcast, we do this each and every week, family. These powerful podcasts. And by the way, we put the replays up on YouTube now. We never used to, but now we're putting the replays up on YouTube so you guys can check out some of the replays. So some of the things that you guys were saying with regards to I don't believe it's a natural disaster and controlling weather, family, we've gone over that during some of these podcasts already. So check out some of the previous podcasts. They will blow you away, family. They will blow you away. Again, big up everyone that tuned in. Big up all of the discussions in the chat, whether they were for or against. Again, who knows the truth? I don't know the truth, but I'm just allowing you guys to put 2 and 2 together, because that to me is science. Science is logic backed up by evidence. In other words, 2 plus 2, fam. I'm just showing you the evidence. You guys put 2 and 2 together. You guys make up your own decision with regards to who to trust, who to believe. Do you get me? Thank you, family, for staying right to the end. Much love. Enjoy your week. And I hope to see a lot of you next week, Saturday, at the Hidden Science of Black Men's Health. One love, family. Genius. Hurricane relief or hurricane teeth? Who can we trust during these times of grief? Should we believe Buju, who said that his cargo got hit? Or a gangster government and a piece of? My name is Leo Marshall, and that concludes the end of this podcast. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. You're a part of history, trust me. And just remember, be the light you seek. Just shine, man. More light, more love, more life. One.
Thanks for listening to Marshall's Melanin Podcast. If you like this episode, share it with your friends and family. To watch previous episodes, search Marshall's Melanin Podcast on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, follow the scientist at Leon Marshall Online. Tune in next week for another explosive episode. And remember, keep shining.